Good evening. Welcome to the January 8th, 2024 Florissant City Council meeting. I would ask you all to stand and join the council in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Parson is absent. Siam? Harris? Here. Manganelli? Here. Egan?
Here.
Caputa? Here. Shildroth? Here. O'Donnell? Here. Pagano? Here.
Let the record reflect that a quorum is present this evening. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes of December 11th, 2023? Seeing none, Mr. Harris makes a motion to accept those minutes. That is seconded by Mr. Siam. All in favor? Aye. Against? And the minutes are approved. Hearing from citizens. The next item on our agenda is the hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue not necessarily on the agenda for a total of 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you'd like to speak to a council member or the mayor, please stay until after the meeting is completed. If you're here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when that public hearing is announced. If you wish to make a comment, I would ask that you go to the table next to the door and fill out a yellow speaker card and hand it to our city attorney. Ashley Burnmayer. Good evening, Ashley. If you'll state your name for the record, I'd appreciate it. And then we'll have your 3 minutes. We'll begin.
Thank you, Council. I'm Ashley Bernal. I'm a resident of Florissant at 523 Chapel Cross Drive. I came before the Council today to urge your attention and continued support to aid the community in rectifying and seeing remediation to the entire Coldwater Creek. Coldwater Creek has an incredibly helpful legacy for Florissant, for which this community was founded, starting in earlier than the 1700s. But unfortunately, because of mismanagement and poor decisions of adults in the 40s fighting a war, our community, Florissant, has unfortunately has contamination to a very important and critical part of this community, our Coldwater Creek. If left to their own devices, I am very afraid the Army Corps of Engineers has no intention to properly remediate our community. And if left to their own devices, may not be properly disclosing the information that our community needs and can make wise decisions to keep our families safe. So I am asking that the Council will come alongside of members of the community to further our efforts to gain accurate, official, and clear information regarding the contamination of Coldwater Creek and the process for remediation. So I do direct the Council onto newly obtained maps from the Army Corps of Engineers. Those maps had to be FOIA'd by our little PTA at Jana Elementary and would not exist for the public's communication or information if it would not have been for our tiny little PTA asking for information from the big Army. And so we do feel that that is an insufficient way to get information that this community needs. There are methods and mechanisms in place, including proper signage that indicates industry-recognized standards, as well as proper communication as what is an undisturbed area, which a creek can never be undisturbed. It's constant creek. And how we will eventually have remediation in this community. Superfund law gives us really great, excellent points of how we can have better resources and better information come to this community in the forms of funding and experts that are localized
and independent of the Army that can answer questions. And so I would really like to extend myself as a resource and helping to connect the council, Florissant, and many of our other communities and neighbors to address the issues of radioactive contamination and to oversee and see accountability from our federal government, who has not always acted in our community's best interest. And so I do hope tonight you will review the maps of the entire contamination, starting at the airport, going all the way out to the Missouri River. I hope you'll review the information about Jana Elementary, which has continued to be a source of concern.
Ashley, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming and talking to us tonight.
Thank you.
Rebecca Hutchison. Good evening, Ms. Hutchison. If you also state your name for the record, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Rebecca Hutchison. I've lived in Florissant for 50 years. The address is 230 St. Diana, which is here in Old Town. So coming from Ashley, she's done a marvelous job. So I'm not going to be on the technical side of it like I was going to. She pretty much blew me out of the water. So I'm just going to pretty much tell you from the heart. I love Florissant. I'm from a big family. Everybody else has left, but I stayed because I love my community. I love the people. But unfortunately, I've become very, very sick. I have about 25 plus illnesses to date. I've lost 5 children, pregnancies, miscarriages. When I came across the maps that Ashley is talking about, that one there, it's where my second home was, right at French Quarters Apartments. And so Debbie was in the apartment next to me. And so here is my apartment. And as you can see, they're saying there is a large radioactive area right there. Unfortunately, Debbie also has lupus, as well as I do, and both of our apartments were flooded at that time, between 94 and 98. I then moved to Kensington Square. Once again, we're on top of the creek there, which I was not aware of. Anything that I had done in my entire life is wrapped around that creek. I was a cheerleader in the 70s and 80s, in the 70s actually, for Florissant's football team. I danced at Reese Mexican Restaurant in the 80s, and the creek runs right alongside of it. I was there for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Friday, Saturday were the fiestas. I'm just needing help. I don't want to leave this town because I love it. I love the people here. But cleanup needs to be done, or else, the people that have been here, like Jonas Nolte, Michelle Seeger, Vicki Gomez, Joe Wysong, and Mary Latrell Dickens, they've all died. They've all been residents here, and they've all died from cancers and other illnesses. I just would love to be here, stay here, but see that my city's cleaned up. We have the longest church here in the state of Missouri on the west side of the Missouri River. I don't want anything to happen to our town, but cleanup needs to be done, action needs to be done, and I'm hoping that you as the panel will be the first year to see some movement on that end. I appreciate your time. I thank you.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is communication. There is no communication this week. Public hearings. Public hearing number 2401-001.
In accordance with Section 405-125 of Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri, in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, January 8, 2024, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition: to approve the final site development plan in B3 Extensive Business District for the new dental office located at 2855 North Highway 67. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 397-630 or email cityclerk@florissant.com.
It has come to my attention that the public hearing for this site development plan was not necessary. I will now open the floor to anyone who may have been here to speak on this topic. Was there anyone here that was here to speak on this public hearing? Not seeing anything, I will make a motion to close the public hearing. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the public hearing shall be closed. Also, in reference to this, I will make a motion to remove bill number 9942 from the agenda. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the bill shall be removed from the agenda. Thank you. Public hearing number 2401002.
Okay. In accordance with Section 405-135 of the Florissant zoning code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri, in the council chambers, 955 Rue St. Francois, on Monday, January 8, 2024, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition: to amend ordinance numbers 8888 for Travers Automotive Group to allow for a sign over 40 square feet in a B5 planned commercial district located at 660 Charbonnier Road. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Is the petitioner present? Step forward, sir. Just state your name for the record. I'd appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Adrian Allen, and I own Landmark Sign Company, who's petitioning for the sign.
Could you do me a favor and raise that microphone up a little bit? You're kind of a tall fellow there.
Sorry, I'll also lean over a little bit.
Very good. And if you can go ahead and tell us about your project, sir.
Yes, so we're proposing a sign for the building that was noted in the reference that the city clerk read out. We are requesting that we do a larger sign than the 40 square foot allowed, just for the practical nature of being able to see it from the road. It's identifying the headquarters of the business and is primarily designed to tell people where they are. I believe this is the second hearing that we've had about this. Are there any clarifying questions? Or?
Yes, I have a couple questions or comments anyway. I know that that's in my ward, and I know that since Mr. Travers has taken over, he's done a lot to spruce the property up and clean up a bit. The sign itself, is it going to be flashing or electronic, flashing in the sense that offering specials and deals and things like that?
No, it'll be illuminated through the faces, yellow in color, which will be consistent with the Travers brand, but otherwise it'll just look like channel letters. I think you've probably seen the submittal. I have just a copy here, but just channel letters that say Travers Auto Group.
Can you put that under the, we'll turn on the overhead for you, and that way the people at home and in the audience have an opportunity to take a look at what we're talking about.
Here, actually.
Is there a button on that thing?
I'll take the glare.
Is there a button there, sir, on the,
Turn that on?
is it warming up?
Should it light up? Is that what you're
It
saying?
should.
Oh, I got you.
Can we get, I'm not sure who here from media.
All I see is things that say "Do not touch."
If Bennett is hearing my voice, Bennett, we could use you up here.
Bennett.
There he is.
Help, Bennett.
Yes. Yeah.
It's on. Oh, okay, you'll have
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay,
We did it.
you gotta tell me these things.
Okay, so the upper portion identifies the size of the sign, and then we've superimposed it to scale on the building. You can see that what we're proposing is 97.4 square feet, which is just a little shy of the maximum. This would be mounted on a raceway to blend with the building, and so really what you'll see is just the channel letters when they're illuminated.
And does that conform to our illumination as far as not being too bright or anything?
Yes, that's correct.
Mr. Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Egan asked most of my questions, but there is a sign already out front. Mm-hmm. Is that going away, or will that stay as well?
You're referring to the pylon sign in front of 660, or which sign are you referring to?
In front of this property there's a Travers Automotive Group sign, probably, I don't know, 6 by 8 or something like that.
Yeah, which road is that on?
On
Florissant?
Chevalier, I'm sorry.
Oh, on Chevalier, that's correct. So no, we installed that sign over the summer. That's a monument sign, or
Yeah.
I guess technically it's a monument sign. I believe we're allowed to have a monument sign and a building sign, and they're on opposite sides, so you wouldn't actually be able to see them together. They're really, if the church was on the corner, these would be on the two corners, the two sides, if that makes sense.
Okay. I was thinking that this was a building next to the church, and this on that same property.
Yeah, it is. If you were walking towards the sign, you'd have to turn right, and then it would be on the other side. I guess that's Charbonneir, and then what's
Lindbergh.
the Lindbergh? Okay,
Lindbergh.
yeah, Lindbergh. I can't
Okay.
think up here.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Thanks. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Before we close this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience that would like to respond or make comment? Seeing none, Mr. Manganelli makes a motion to close this public hearing. That is seconded by Mr. Schildroff. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the public hearing shall be closed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Public hearing number 2401-003.
In accordance with Section 405-135 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri, in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, January 8, 2024, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition: to amend ordinance number 7965 for Walmart to allow for the painting of the exterior and new Trespa film in a B5 planned commercial district located 3390 North Highway 67. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissant.com.
Is the petitioner present? Christy Burke? I will make a motion to postpone this meeting or this public hearing until the next meeting, which is January 22nd, 2024. Before I take a vote on that, I would ask if there's anyone in the audience that came to speak on this public hearing that wishes to do so. Now would be the time. Seeing none, there's a motion on the floor that's seconded by Ms. Pagano to postpone this public hearing. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the public hearing shall be postponed. Public hearing number 2401-004.
In accordance with Chapter 405 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri, in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, January 8, 2024, at 7 p.m. on the following proposition: to amend the zoning code to add tobacco store as a special use to sections 405-115, 405-120, 405-125, 405-130, and 405-460. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Is staff present to present this public hearing? Your Honor, I will call on you.
I'm going to have to ask for that to be postponed. The staff member that was supposed to present that was ill today, and I'll have to postpone that until next meeting.
Very good. Before we would make a postponement on that, I would ask if there's anyone in the audience that came to speak on this public hearing and would like to do so, now would be a good time to step forward. Seeing no one reply or respond, I will make a motion that we postpone this public hearing until the next City Council meeting, which is January 22nd, 2023. Is there any discussion? That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the public hearing shall be postponed. I would also make a motion that the corresponding ordinance, which is Bill number 9945, be removed from tonight's agenda. That is seconded by Mr. Siam. Is there any discussion? All in favor of removing 9945 from the agenda? Aye. Opposed? and it shall be removed from the agenda. Thank you. Now we're going to go into old business. Bills for second reading. Bill number 9937, I will make a motion for second reading. That is seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. Is there any discussion? As a part of the discussion, I would make a motion regarding this amendment to this bill. And the amendment would be to amend Section 4 by adding a new Section K to read as follows. Building and walls of Outlot 3, parentheses B, parentheses 8180, North Limburg, end parentheses, shall be of unpainted standard brick, unpainted standard brick veneer, natural stone, ephes or nichia panels, which shall be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions and maintained through the life of the building. That is seconded by Mr. Manganelli. Is there any discussion on my amendment? Ms. Pagano first.
Yes, and this may go to Jackie, our city attorney. With this, throughout the life of the building, so if they don't take ownership, new owner comes into the building, they are responsible for repairing that building. And if the building lays vacant, it goes back to 7 Brew.
No, it's the building owner. It would be the responsibility of the building owner. So if 7 Brew was the owner at the time, then it would be 7 Brew. If it was a different owner, it would be the different owner's responsibility.
All right. But if it goes vacant, it still goes back to, if they're still the owner without selling.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, that's just what I wanted to get at. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pagano. Mr. Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like to be clear with this amendment is this amendment just for this project and building only, correct?
That is my understanding. Do you want to comment on that, Ms. Graves?
It's specific to this particular building, yes.
Okay. Just want to be clear.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we have a motion on the floor to amend the ordinance as seconded and discussed. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the ordinance, the bill shall be amended. Now I'll make a motion for the second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Harris. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance to authorize an amendment to B5 ordinance number 8362 for Brew Crew LLC DBA 7 Brew to allow for a drive-through only coffee shop located at 8180 North Lindbergh.
I'll make a motion for a third reading, and is seconded by Mr. Siam. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance to authorize an amendment to B5 ordinance number 8362 for Brew Crew LLC DBA 7 Brew to allow for drive-through only coffee shop located at 8180 North Lindbergh.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Parson? Oh, sorry. Parson's not here. Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Puda? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano?
Bill number 9937 passes and becomes ordinance number 89448944. Bill number 9940. Councilman Caputa makes a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Shildroth. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance to transfer an existing special use and special use number 4993 for a pole sign from Small Business Acquisitions LLC, DBA Meineke Discount Mufflers and Brakes to Stillman Brothers Automotive, DBA Meineke Car Care, located at 545 North Highway 67 for the operation of an automotive repair shop.
Mr. Caputa makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Ms. Pagano. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance to transfer an existing special use and special use number 4993 for a pole sign from Small Business Acquisitions LLC, DBA Meineke Discount Mufflers and Brakes to Stillman Brothers Automotive, DBA Meineke Car Care, located at 545 North Highway 67, for the operation of an automotive repair shop.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Meganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Puda? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano?
Bill number 9940 passes and becomes ordinance number 8945. Next item on the agenda is new business. Board appointments. I see none. Bills for first reading. Bill number 9923.
Ordinance to amend special use number 8376 to issued to Shade Restaurant and Bar LLC, DBA 1219 Restaurant and Lounge, located at 1752, 1759 North New Florissant Road, to allow for a change in hours of operation in a B3 extensive business district.
Mr. Caputa makes a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Siam. We'll go with discussion, and I'll start with Mayor Lowry on discussion.
I just wanted to state that approximately 2 months ago, I administratively allowed this restaurant to stay open to the hours of midnight, and at this point, we've experienced no issues with the location whatsoever, and they've been in compliance with all the city ordinances. Thank you.
Very good. Also for discussion, I will add that this bill merely extends, the way I interpret this bill, it merely extends the operating hours till midnight for this business. It does not allow for a nightclub type of business to be ran there, which would be including selling parking spaces and reservations and cover charges and the such. Is that correct, Ms. Graves?
That's correct.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? All in favor of second reading? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance to amend special use number 8376 issued to Shade Restaurant and Bar LLC, DBA 1219 Restaurant and Lounge, located at 1752, 1759 North New Florissant Road, to allow for a change in hours of operation in a B3 extensive business district.
Mr. Siam makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Puda? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Ordinance to amend special use number 8376 issued to Shade Restaurant and Bar LLC, DBA 1219 Restaurant and Lounge, located at 1752, 1759 North New Florissant Road, to allow for a change in hours of operation in a B3 extensive business district.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Who's a P?
Bill number 9923 passes and becomes ordinance number 8946. Bill number 9943.
Ordinance to authorize amendment to B5 ordinance number 8888 for Travers Automotive Group to allow for a sign over 40 square feet in a B5 planned commercial district located at 660 Charbonneir Road.
Bill number 9944.
Ordinance authorizing an amendment. Oh, wait. Yeah. Did we postpone that?
I thought we did. Did I vote 42? I apologize. I meant 9943. I apologize.
44.
No, we didn't. 9942 we postponed.
Okay, so
9943 is still.
it's Travers. We just read that.
Okay, now we go to
44 was Walmart.
9945 we postponed. 9944 we also need.
We need to remove that from the agenda.
Yes, you're correct. And I did not do that already? I
No,
thought-
we already did, we did 95, 45, but not 90.
I'll make a motion to remove Bill number 9944 from the agenda. Seconded by Ms. Pagano. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? 9945 we've already removed. All right. Bill number 9946.
I'm working on it. There we go. Ordinance amending Chapter 250 Indoor Clean Air Code to provide clarification regarding hookah and electronic smoking devices.
Mr. Shildroff makes a motion for a second reading. That is seconded by Mr. Manganelli. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Ordinance amending Chapter 250 Indoor Clean Air Code to provide the clarification regarding hookah and electronic smoking devices.
Mr. Shildroff makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Ms. Pagano. Roll call vote, please.
Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes. Ordinance amending Chapter 250 Indoor Clean Air Code to provide clarification regarding hookah and electronic smoking devices.
Before the final vote is taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak towards it? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, will you please poll the council?
Yes, sir. Siam? Yes. Harris? Yes. Manganelli? Yes. Egan?
Yes.
Caputa? Yes. Shildroth? Yes. O'Donnell? Yes. Pagano? Yes.
Bill number 9946 passes and becomes ordinance number 8947. Bill number 9947.
Ordinance amending Chapter 120 Boards and Commissions and Committees by deleting it in its entirety and replacing it with a new section.
Bill number 9948.
Ordinance authorizing amendment to Article 2 Parks and Recreation Advisory Board for the purpose of updating the duties.
Bill number 9949.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a maintenance agreement with the Metropolitan Sewer District for Banquet Park located at 275 South New Florissant Road.
Bill number 9950.
Ordinance authorizing a sanitary stormwater easement for the Metropolitan Sewer District on Lot 1 of Banquet Park Library subdivision.
Next item on the agenda is council announcements. I guess I got to make one. I don't know if we've ever had one. So on January 27th, the St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee will be hosting our Green Time Masquerade. It will be the inaugural event for the newly remodeled JFK Center, which has been remodeled to be able to be suitable for weddings and galas and as such. If you're interested in attending, we still have a few seats left. I would ask you to go to our website. You can Google by Florissant St. Patrick's Day Parade, and you will find it. I will also pass along what was passed to us today, that there will be EPA community meeting regarding the St. Louis Airport site and the Coldwater Creek on Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. There's two sessions, 2 o'clock to 3:30 and then 7 to 8:30, and that will be at the Hazelwood Civic Center East. That's over on Dunn Road at 8969. Your Honor.
Well, I want to first wish Jackie Pagano a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ms. Pagano.
And then just one other announcement. If you've got Christmas lights that you want to dispose of, please bring them to the Health Department before January the 15th. And don't forget that the Real Christmas Tree Disposal Program, it includes curbside pickup. Just take them to the curb on your normal pickup day, and they will be able to pick them up. And that's it.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor. The next meeting of the Florissant City Council will be on Monday, January 22nd, 2024, at 7 o'clock in the evening. Mr. O'Donnell moves to adjourn the regular meeting. That is seconded by Mr. Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the council shall stand adjourned. Thank you and good night. That sounds like a great way to end from now. Thank you and good night. I think for my last couple of